Hello, this is Malorian, and now this will be the second game of the Onslaught tournament, and it's now going to be my Orcs going up against Skaven. Alright, here we are, second game, and like I said before, I'm still 500 points down compared to my opponents, and as it is, I'm up against Skaven, and that's bad news, because you never want to be up against Skaven when you have an elite army, and when you have something that wants to kind of do like the bait and flee thing, you don't want to be going up against units that are random movement, because of course you can't flee. So this was not going to be good news. The one saving grace is that after we set up for this battle line type thing, my opponent said, "Oh, just so you know, this is kind of like my second game of fantasy ever." And I was like, "Yes! Oh my god, yes!" So, he still has a pretty solid army. He's pretty much here because he wants to win Best Painted, and a little bit of a spoiler, this one did win Best Painted. But, yeah, so I mean, he knows the rules and all that stuff, but of course, it's not, he's mainly a 40k player, so just let you guys know what's going on here. But basically, even with that, I'm going to have to really be on my game to win this. And I'm going to Wood Elve the hell out of this. I'm going to channel my inner Tom Richards. And I'm going to, basically make it so that most of his units aren't going to do anything. I'm going to double flee, whatever it takes to try and get a second win out of this. So luckily, with all the Night Goblins, I got to kind of out-deploy him. And what he has from left to right is a big, huge unit of Plague Monks with, the Furnace, and there's a Priest there. Hell Pit, then there's a Warp Fire Thrower with a little unit of Clan Rats. Big unit of Clan Rats, Storm Vermin, and then there is the Bell with, of course, a Grey Seer, blah, blah. He actually didn't have a BSB in this list. That was kind of a mistake. But then he has a small unit of Jezzails, then a Doom Wheel, and then off the board he's actually having some of those Night Runners or whatever, the ones that are coming in as a block with a little weapons team to let them pop up. So when I was placing this down, he had his big block on the left, and so really, I want the two units there, the Furnace Monk unit and the Hell Pit, to have almost no impact in the game. If I can almost not even deal with them, that's my goal. So first of all, I got to go and try and kill that Doom Wheel with my War Machines, kill the Bell. The Jezzails and the weapon team should be easy to kill. If I set up a double flee type thing, I should be able to get to the flank of the Storm Vermin and beat them. But yeah, if I Wood Elf this thing, I think I could pull it off. And here's just a picture of these two units over here, the Monks and the Hell Pit. Here's his Bell and the Storm Vermin, Jezzails and Rats. And here you can see in the back, those little, I can't remember if they're called Gutter Runners or whatever, but yeah, there's them there in the back, and there's Jezzails and the Doom Wheel. Alright, so he gets first turn, which is, unfortunate. I would have loved to get a little bit of a shooting phase before he even got out of his deployment zone. But the big thing I loved here is he just moves straight forward, which is especially more important for the left flank there, where, I have a little Chuck over there, which will be kind of like a giveaway unit just to kind of redirect the monks off the board. But for the most part here, he didn't really do much to me. He killed a few goblins with a Warp Lightning. He actually failed to restrain with his Doom Wheel there and fry two of his own Jezzails, so that was pretty nice. But otherwise, nothing really so far. My turn one, and this was bull, because, obviously, like I always say, there's going to be one game where animosity just kicks you in the teeth, and here it is. So, all my units here you see with the yellow dice, 3 units of Night Goblins, my bunker, the Savages on the right, they're all squabbling. And this is where I was talking about. I really want to set up the double flee so I can get the Savages into position and all this stuff, and look what's going on here, right? This is the thing, imagine Wood Elves if they had animosity. It doesn't work out too well, and that's why you don't usually see these shooty greenskin armies. So overall, it's not too bad though. I go and do all but 2 wounds onto the Doom Wheel, so that's pretty nice. I throw up the one the Goblin Hero just to get in the way of his 2 main units, just to slow him down. Little Archer Fire was able to kill off his Flamethrower little weapon team, so that was awesome to have. And otherwise, I was just kind of shooting into mainly just the Doom Wheel, a few things into his Bell. Didn't really do anything to the Bell at this point, but yeah. Oh, animosity, how I love and hate you. So his turn 2, and he rolls amazing for his Doom Wheel, and actually gets into combat with my Savages. So this could go badly very quick. Unless the Doom Wheel misfired on its shooting phase and it killed itself. That'd be something totally different then. So otherwise, he had charged the goblin hero, I had fled, and he redirected into my night goblins in the front just to kind of keep his bell unit straight. Magic phase, nothing too much. I think actually it was either this one or the one before that his Gracier tried to cast something and failed to cast and kind of killed his magic phase. But yeah, that's pretty much it here. My turn 2, Animosity is still being a jerk. My bunker has to charge to do nothing, and since it can't do that, it has to do nothing, so, yeah, who needs a magic phase? And then also, the Night Goblins over here have to also charge to do nothing, so now they're charging into the HPA, so, yeah, again, it's just like when I charge into the White Lions, I'm much better off not giving him an extra turn of killing me. Over here, just want to kind of show how my Chukka moved over this turn, just to kind of make sure he's really going to just hit it and overrun off the board and spend most of the game just killing 35 points. So, end of my turn looked like this, and it was a pretty damn good turn. I mean, of course, the wheel died on his turn, so my savages are just swinging around. I move up with my units to set up the whole double fleece scenario. My shooting kills the Greyseer and the Bell, so that's fantastic. And actually, yeah, we don't see it here yet for the Hell Pit combat because we actually did that one after. But even though I'm out of range, I passed my Stubborn 5. So that was fantastic. Would have loved it even more if my hero would have rallied. But hey, whatever. Those Night Goblins are champs. On his turn 3 then, his Burrowers decide to try and come up. But they actually scatter off the board and hooray, free points. So, end of his turn 3, it looks like this. He had charged one unit of Night Goblins, they fled over my Orc Archers, redirected into the other, fled over my Orc Archers, and of course he has to fail, and he's standing right there, ready for me to countercharge. His other Clan Rats had charged my Night Goblins, beat them and caught them, but hey, that's just the way it goes. And look at there on the left, oh, those glorious Night Goblins, still holding him up, passing my Steadfast, and, oh, can't ask more for 60 points. Alright, so my turn 3, and this gets kind of crazy because I start doing my charges and he starts fleeing. So really, the savages go for the flank of the storm guard there, storm vermin, and they flee. So okay, obviously he's going to get away. I then went and charged the flank of the clan rats with my orc archers, and they flee. I then redirected into the storm vermin. They fled again. Then I charge out from the unit, the BSB, into whatever unit. It fled again. Redirected into the other one. It had to flee again. So now both of those units are way the hell over there. In combat, of course, my Night Goblins are destroyed, but I kind of expected it. But hey, I got a magic phase, and I reduced him down to just a random movement of just D6, so that's pretty cool. My hero rallied, and it might be hard to see him, but he's behind those units now, so that if he doesn't roll enough to get to me and kill me, I can always charge him and get these guys, destroyed. And otherwise, my shooting, yeah, really tries to whittle down the storm vermin so that if they do rally, I can try and get some points from them. But yeah, just fantastic the way that this is all turning out. I've also, at this point, not killed the Jezzails because we kind of both forgot about them for a few turns. His turn 4, this is all really I can kind of show for him. He does get enough to get into my hero and he kills him. Both of his units refuse to rally and keep on running, and then his monks come on the board. My turn 4, I'm just kind of repositioning, now putting everything into the Hell Pit. Now he's down to just 2 dice for his random movement, thanks to my magic, the Itchy Nuisance, and he's also down to 2 wounds, I believe, so almost hopefully gain those points too. His turn 5, still not rallying, his other units coming towards me. If I didn't mention it, I killed his Jezzails last turn, so yeah, this is really all he has. My turn 5, I kill off the Hell Pit. I have my mage over there that can try and, maybe scare off his guys if they don't rally and they stay on the board. And then I'm just kind of sacrificing my little Night Goblin unit to make sure the monks don't get to anything more juicy. So yeah, his turn 6, he goes into those Night Goblins, kills them. He doesn't rally with the other units. They both run off the board, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I had a turn 6, and I basically tried to kill the Furnace and the Monk here, but I killed the Furnace first. The Monk was safe in the unit, and just, yeah, there's nothing really to show for it. So, victory to the Orcs, and I gotta say, I was actually very proud of how this game went. I mean, for going 500 points down and the type of, armies it was and all this stuff. I felt really good for this army doing it the way it was supposed to. I mean, obviously seeing that first turn of animosity, that was killer. But yeah, my little goblin wood elf idea is so far working out. So really like it. I mean, of course, I got lucky again, right? My first game, blood and glory, and I'm up against a guy whose general is out in the open for my war machines to kill. Second game, it's a tough army, but it's up against a guy who's a new player, basically, and has been mainly doing 40k his entire life. So, really got lucky, but hey, now I can rush home and get my black work, so see you guys later for game 3. Thanks for watching. Bye.